Hi everybody, I'm Lucy and this is my first YouTube video on food science and nutrition. Today I'll be going over Aquafaba, which some of you may be familiar with. Aquafaba is basically water that comes out when you cook white beans or legumes. The most popular one, or the most common one that I think people know of, are chickpea water. This can come out from either the can, you just drain out the chickpeas and you have the leftover water that you can use, or it can come from cooking chickpeas, dried chickpeas within water, and that cooking water is the aquafaba, not the soaking water. Aquafaba has a variety of uses, but the most notable one is as an egg foam replacement. Eggs have many properties that make it so awesome, but the one property that's really hard to replace would be the foaming ability. And so you can find the foaming ability in things like meringues or souffles or mousses, for example. Aquafaba is really great at replacing that because it has the chemical composition really similar to egg white. Similar proteins, water content, pH. Because of that, it has that similar slimy texture as egg whites that can foam up and hold its foam structure. Why would someone use aquafaba instead of eggs? When I was thinking about this, I could think of three main reasons why someone would do that. The first one, and the most obvious one, is that someone is vegan. Because of that, they can't have eggs because that is an animal byproduct. Someone could be allergic to eggs as well, and so they don't get to eat these luxuries. Lastly, someone might be immunocompromised. When you're having raw eggs in your food, such as like with mayonnaise, it can be pretty difficult to consume these foods, and that's when aquafaba comes in really nicely as well. I make 3 different recipes using aquafaba just to see the variety of uses here. These are my ingredients here for the first recipe, which is whipped cream. So we have ice and sugar over here. This is vanilla. This is lime juice because I don't have lemons right now. This is oil, and this is my aquafaba from chickpeas. It's starting to get foamy now, so I'm gonna put my lime in there. It's starting to form stiff peats, and that's when you scoop it and then it just kind of stays like that. I'm going to add the vanilla. Now I'm adding my icing sugar. All the sugar is now incorporated. I forgot to record this part, but I threw in the oil and now it looks really glossy. I think it looks awesome. So I'm just gonna put this in the fridge for a little bit of time to let it chill a little bit, make it taste a little bit more like whipped cream. So this is for recipe number 2, the aquafaba meringues. We have our aquafaba water here, we have our granulated sugar, and then we have our almond extract, which you can't really see until I move it because it's a clear liquid. We're starting off really similar again with just whipping this for 15 minutes. I also made a mistake in that I was supposed to add the almond extract afterwards, after the sugar, but I think it'll be fine. I transferred all of the meringue stuff into here, and I'm gonna pipe it onto here. So here are my results. I got a little spillage on the first one because it flows out really quickly. This third recipe is for aioli. Here I have aquafaba. I have oil with a little bit of something in there, not really sure to be honest. Then I have my lemon juice and I have my white vinegar, and I mixed my salt in there. I'm not sure if you can see that so much, but yeah, I put my salt in there too. Unfortunately I don't have Dijon mustard. Hopefully that's not used in this recipe as an emulsifier, but I kind of have a feeling it is. I need to keep the blender running while drizzling the oil in here. I'm gonna use this as a spout and just pour it in. I forgot to mention that I actually did add garlic here because I thought that the breaking down of cell walls of garlic would be a good emulsifier. But as you can see, I just kept blending and blending and blending, and just no emulsification seemed to happen, or no thickening seemed to happen. So I've been blending for quite some time now, and I think that's a big fail. Probably because I didn't have Dijon mustard, so probably at no fault of the recipes. But, you know, don't try this recipe without some Dijon mustard. that is going straight down the sink for me. So the first one here are my macarons. I didn't have any filling for them, but I think it's fine. Just by looking at it, I'm not sure if you can really see it here. It's really, really light. I know that macarons in general are pretty light, but this one feels kind of like air. Of course, because it is mostly air. Yeah, I'll bite into it. So the inside of it is kind of hollow. And it's really sticky to my mouth. Really, really sweet, which is unsurprising because half of the volume was sugar anyway. I noticed that this is a lot crunchier than regular meringues. Yeah, but it still looks really nice. It held its shape. I think if I had kept it in the mixer for longer, then it would have formed even stiffer peaks and it would have kept its shape even better. Oh, also I wanted to mention that I did use salted chickpea water just because we're in a state of quarantine right now, and so I couldn't find any non-salted water. And I actually surprisingly can't taste the salt in this macaron. Yeah, overall really good. So I'm back with my whipped cream. This is actually sat in the fridge overnight. Judging by the looks of it, if you can kind of see that, it's really neat. Oh, the water is separated. Okay, that's pretty unsurprising considering the protein structure in there may not be so strong, like strong enough to hold the air. The reason why I chose the recipe whipped cream was because I'm highly lactose intolerant, but I love whipped cream. I was really excited for a substitution that I could possibly have. So overall, it still looks pretty good. Like, it kind of looks like ice cream rather than whipped cream, if you can see that. Huh. Okay, it definitely has an airy texture. Very different from whipped cream though, a little bit more dry. A little bit of a sour aftertaste. That could be the vanilla extract, but I don't really think that is. Overall, it's okay. The last recipe was a big fail, as you could see by my demonstration, so I didn't get to try that one. Maybe next time, maybe you can try it at home and comment below what you think. And now I'm going to go over some potential reasons why someone may not want to use Aquafaba. I went onto this blog, and this person named Megan, I think her last name is Teltner, listed a bunch of really great, interesting reasons why she doesn't want to use Aquafaba. I thought I would look into all the potential reasons why someone in our general population may not want to use Aquafaba. So the first reason is that canned Aquafaba has BPA, and she is right on that point. A lot of our cans do have BPA, which is something that we want to avoid. It can be pretty detrimental, especially for infants and babies and pregnant mothers who can impart that BPA or give that BPA to their fetus. However, when I was looking at the government of Canada's website, and they were talking about the safety risks of BPA, there are ways that we can avoid it, and that is with finding BPA-free cans. This one in particular is BPA-free, but also you can use dried chickpeas, and that will avoid the whole BPA thing, so long as the plastic that it's wrapped in is not the BPA type of plastic, and that's usually the recycle sign with 7 means that it could have BPA. And so the government of Canada said that the amount of BPA that the average Canadian consumes is really not much of a concern. And I think in general, even if this can wasn't BPA free, I wouldn't be extremely concerned with using the Aquafaba so long as I'm not having it for every single meal. The second point that she mentioned are oligosaccharides. She is absolutely right in that chickpeas and many legumes in general have oligosaccharides. And the thing about oligosaccharides is that our bodies can't digest them. We don't have the right mechanisms to digest oligosaccharides. Because of that, it doesn't get absorbed into our system, but rather it goes to our colon where our gut bacteria will digest it instead. When our gut bacteria digest it, it starts to ferment the sugars, and this leads to the formation of gases, and that's what makes us feel gassy. So when you eat beans, that's why you feel gassy. It's because of the oligosaccharides. But simply because you feel gassy does not necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. In fact, I remember learning in my vitamins and minerals class that oligosaccharides are actually good. They're a type of fiber. Because fibers aren't digested, they fall within the fiber range. It's a prebiotic because we're feeding our healthy bacteria in our gut. Similar to yogurt, which is full of probiotics. A lot of people eat this because they want their gut to be healthy. Prebiotics are what feeds the bacteria in your gut. And so prebiotics are actually really great. And this can lead to a wide variety of benefits. And so in general, oligosaccharides are not a concern in terms of health, more in terms of comfort. A third concern that Megan mentions is saponins. Saponins are what leads to that soapy, foamy structure that we get, which is awesome. And she also mentioned that they have some positive benefits, but they can be very difficult to digest, leading to digestive upset, especially with those with existing digestive issues, and it may even lead to leaky gut. I would say generally, sure. For some people, it may be a problem. But for the majority of people who may not have digestive issues, I think it's okay. In fact, I was researching negative effects of saponins, and really I could only find a vast majority of positive research to link saponins to better health. And that's not to say that it doesn't cause problems. I'm sure it can. But from what I found, a lot of the research is pointing towards a positive direction. And this includes one particular research that I thought was really interesting, where they were looking at saponins and the effect that they have in killing cancer cells. And so this could be a very interesting future research topic, seeing how saponins can be used in cancer treatment. Another concern that Megan mentions is sodium, and I think this is a really fair statement. Most Canadians are consuming more sodium than their upper limit, and so because of that, we can definitely decrease our sodium intake through a variety of ways. However, I don't think that's a big problem with Aquafaba because you can always choose no salt added chickpeas, and you can also choose dried chickpeas. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for my first video. I had so much fun researching Aquafaba and using it in different recipes. I hope you all get to try it at home. Bye!